started this project on November 11th, 2005, starting writing a script with a friend of mine, Matt Schultz, who also helped me make my first movie, Skits. At that time, it wasn't called the production pipeline, it was just an idea. We basically wanted to combine our skills to make a movie. Matt having the theatrical background studying acting and comedy, and myself studying the technical disciplines of multimedia production. It was a stretched effort, but still somewhat of a complete one. I understood right away that this would require a lot of my efforts. At school, Indiana University's School of Informatics, I was studying stereoscopic video and all the aspects of new media, and since I would be implementing much of these techniques, I decided to make this my final project to graduate, called the Capstone Project. This project is an open-ended project for students that should demonstrate the mastery of their selected skill set or encompass what they have learned from the university. Weekend assignment was in full swing with pre-production, script editing, and storyboard creation. Matt Schultz and I would bounce ideas off each other and act out parts that make sure that we were on the same vision. Since production wasn't scheduled until May of 2007, I had the spring to think more about this project as a whole. I developed this idea of making it into a test for myself, and then to present all the results of this test at my capstone defense to my university advisors and peers. I decided I would inflict every point of the production pipeline on myself to figure out what my favorite parts were. After making a list of all the points of production that I thought modern-day Hollywood producers would have to dab in, I began to think more detailed about each one. My favorite director in the world, Steven Spielberg, always seems to work on a new technology to use in his production, and I wanted to include this step also. I designed a device that would later be called the pipe. This device was for watching my movie in that would enable the use of stereoscopic video and surround sound, and also have additional timelines. The additional timelines would be smell, air temperature, and humidity to immerse the person in a virtual environment of the movie, to kind of grab them and pull them more into the movie. The pipe idea kind of enchanted my imagination for virtual reality movie making. This had to be my new convention. As I tried to figure out how to do the ins and outs of this conceptual theater, I had to enlist the consulting help of my friend Jeff Brown, who was studying at the Rolls-Holman Institute of Technology. Jeff would aid my rough ideas with specific examples of what I could do. For example, I needed to know how to release some smells with some sort of actuating valve, and he suggested I use electronically actuated solenoid valves. When weekend assignment was complete, the pipe still wasn't, but I continued to work on the pipe to generate my vision on the virtual reality theater. When weekend assignment started filming in late spring of 2007, I was working 3 jobs to cover the cost of travel and living expenses. So I would work from Monday to Friday and drive to South Bend, Indiana to film on Saturday morning. And every Sunday, I'd drive back down to Indianapolis. All week, if I had an inch of free time, I was on the phone arranging for shoot locations and actors. For the shots with the tractor chase scene, I had to help the Lakeshore Antique Garden Tractor Club mow their large field so that we could shoot there the following weekend with the members. The crew and I had to travel 6 hours north of Indianapolis to shoot those shots of the tractor gang coming up and over the hill. I realized quickly that production was just a funnel of effort that maybe created less than a few seconds on the silver screen. That was 4 days of effort and 24 hours of driving for the tractor scene, and maybe 12 seconds on the final cut. The rest of the chase scene was filmed on the Schultz farm that belonged to Matt Schultz's parents. Another example of this funnel effect was the explosion scene where the 2 boys are playing and one throws a Molotov cocktail into the fort, causing an explosion. That 2-second explosion took about $40 of supplies, 7 hours of effort just to be safe and get the effect I was going for. A close friend of mine in the same field of study named Aaron Gallimore, who was really into audio, was asked by me to make a song for the movie that would be the anthem. This is that Skunk Ape song you hear during the film. The other music in the movie I created back in high school with a friend named Jordan Howell. My advisor Albert William here at the university was generous enough to volunteer his band's music, the Fancy Lizards, for the movie. Also a local band named Amel Joy let me use some of their music for the production. Post-production, fortunately, is my favorite part. This is where I managed all the data, and I realized this is what I was really born to do. I logged over 300 hours and 12 all-night efforts, or I didn't sleep, to complete the movie file for the scheduled premiere. There was some extra force that worked behind me, pushing me. I felt at times amazed how I managed so well with all the data, even after some render mistakes that might waste 16 hours of render time. I just kept going until it was complete. Like a relentless monster, I just attacked the data processing until I was satisfied. That was just the ticket too. The movie premiere went on just as planned and gloriously as I envisioned. My friends rented a charter bus and drove down to Indianapolis to see the creation I had for them. We all had a wonderful time watching the movie and talking about the process. A lot of them were very surprised at the new quality of work level that I could now work at. I realized then that this is why I make movies, and this is why I'm motivated for these premieres. It's because they're such a grand occasion, and it's a celebration of hard work paying off, not only for myself and the others who helped me with the movie technically and artistically, but pay off for everyone in my life because my efforts are a product of their positive influence, and for that I'm grateful.